So today we're going to learn about chemical reactions and what the difference is between a physical reaction and a chemical reaction. A match is a chemical reaction. Cooking an egg over a hot oven is just a physical reaction. Cooking a marshmallow over an open fire, again, physical reaction. Baking a loaf of bread, a chemical reaction. You take all these different substances, you put them together, and out comes a new product, a new substance, which is bread. These are all different reactions happening all around us, and that's what we're going to be talking about this week. What is the difference between a chemical reaction and a physical reaction? Chemical reactions. There are physical and chemical reactions. There's a phase change when there's a physical reaction. Solid to liquid, liquid to solid, liquid to gas. Example, water to ice. However, a chemical reaction is when a substance combines with another to form a new substance. So for instance, gas might be formed, or the smell might be different. There might be difference in the light. Maybe light comes into it. There's a color change. It becomes a new substance. These are things that happen when we're doing chemical, when we are going to be looking at these. Some of these are just physical reactions and some are actually chemical reaction. So I'm going to go through a series of experiments with you. I have 5 experiments, and all of this recording is experiments 1 to 4, and you can click on my other YouTube channel, Experiment, for experiment number 5. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you learn a little bit about chemical reactions, and I mostly hope that you go and try these at home. Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about chemical reactions. I'm going to start with some baking soda in here, and I'm going to slowly add some vinegar in here. Just have to make sure you want your bag to be fairly sealed, like that. And I'm just going to slowly add this in, and then I'm going to quickly close it. Now I want you to watch the bag as this goes along. Can you see my bag is expanding? It actually feels like it's going to pop. Hopefully it doesn't. So you can see there's bubbles happening. I'll get closer. There's bubbles happening. The bag is filled up with gas. Can you, oh, and there it popped. Awesome. So this was actually a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction happened in this bag, and we're going to be talking about that today. What is the difference between a chemical reaction and a physical reaction? So be tuned for all of my fun experiments to come. The baggie experiment is a great one to try at home. There was absolutely a chemical change that was happening there. We could see that the gas was formed, that it actually CO2, carbon dioxide, filled that bag. As I was holding it in my hands, I could actually feel the temperature drop, and it did drop. It went from 69 degrees to 54 degrees, and a new substance was created out of that. Let's go on to experiment number 2. Guys, hey, so I'm outside right now, a beautiful day, although you can look behind me and the storm clouds are coming. So my next experiment is going to be with yeast. So I've taken a quarter or a teaspoon of yeast, and then I've taken a quarter cup of hydrogen peroxide. I'm taking the temperature of the hydrogen peroxide right now. Let's flip this around for you. Maybe it doesn't do it. Okay, I'll stop there and I'll flip it around. Right now is the temperature. It is 71 degrees, my hydrogen peroxide. And now I'm going to dump it in. Let's see, we can see some things already happening there. Quite a bit of bubbling happening. Lots of bubbling. Wow, that's kind of cool. It's all kind of, this is different yeast because actually since COVID, yeast has been a little bit hard to find. you can see the temperature is starting to go up. It's now 72. Let's see, is it gonna go up there? 73, 74. All right, 75. So we can see that there's absolutely chemical reactions happening with the bubbles as well as the temperature. 77, 78, 79, and it is now up to 80 degrees. We can see the bubbles are happening even more now. We're up to 82. 84 is a perfect outside temperature. 85. Now we're up to 86. You can see that that is dissolving. More bubbles happening. We're about 1 minute and 46 seconds in, and it's now at 87 degrees. 88. See if it'll go up to 89. 88. Okay, I want it to go to 90. Once it's at 90, I'll stop. I want it to go to 90. I don't know if it will or not. And I'm going to stop it there. I just actually want to have a little feel. And yeah, that definitely feels warm. It's not hot at all, but it's warm. And definitely warmer than the cold water that it was before. I just mixed it up with my finger. Hopefully that's not toxic. You should kind of check those things first. All right, so now the temperature is starting to decrease. So pretty cool. It's just kind of a fun way to kind of see chemical reaction. We know that there has been a chemical reaction because there's been temperature changes, and we know that these two things have now combined to make a solution. There's no chunks left. So they've made a solution, and obviously they've created a new substance. There's no way to separate the yeast now from the hydrogen peroxide. Okay, guys, next experiment. So the yeast increased in temperature by 19 degrees, which is pretty cool. Experiment number 3, mixing Monster drink or Red Bull with milk. What do you think is gonna happen? Let's have a look. Hi, we are taking 2 takes of this because I did this whole experiment and my husband was my cameraman, and it was an epic fail. He just sent him away. So here we are. We're going to, my last video I popped this, it went whoosh. It was really cool. So I've got some Monster. You should use it with Red Bull, but this will work. In this, we are going to mix equal parts as much as possible. There we go. And we're going to pour this into the milk. Go away. And there we go. So I want you to start watching. It's gonna start bubbling so we can see that there's some bubbles there. I'm actually gonna quickly take the temperature and let's just see if the temperature changes. So it's at 57 now. Let's see what happens as we go along. Chemical reactions can make a change in temperature. So we'll just keep checking that as we go along. So if you get in really close here now, we should start seeing some separation of these. This is the first one I did, and this is what it's now looking like. So we can see some milk has sank to the bottom. We have this middle layer of the Monster, and then this, even the color has changed and the consistency is fully changed. I'm not licking that, I refuse to. So we can see this here, it's getting the little clumps and it is slowly changing. This is a chemical reaction. We have changes in color, we have changes in form, in shape. I don't think it still smells, I think this just still smells like Monster, but there's definitely some changes in form here and in substance. Let's take so this guy's now at 62 degrees and this guy's still at 57. So chemical reactions also have a temperature difference, and we can see that this temperature is warming up. There has been a temperature change. So that's experiment number 1001. I don't know what it is, but I hope you had fun with that. So now I'm going to do something called an elephant snake. I don't know why, maybe it's because it looks like a trunk and everything. I'm going to put some lighter fluid in here. It just kind of keeps it on fire for long enough to heat up. Hopefully I don't blow anything up. Hopefully I don't blow me up. Yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to put this guy in here. And now we're going to light it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually on fire. It's going. It smells different. Ooh, I wish you could see that. Can you zoom in on this a little bit? Everything's starting to turn black and build up. Wow, that's pretty cool. So this is going to take a bit by the looks of it, but it's still burning pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't dissipate. So we'll just keep watching it. Very cool. So far, it's not really looking like it did before, and oh, there comes some of it. Because I've seen this before where big things come out of it, and I haven't really seen anything big coming out of it yet. So I wouldn't say this was like 13 failed experiments, but definitely the video I saw, this big tube like ran out and everything. Ms. Green has done a couple of videos, and she's tried a few experiments and they weren't all that the YouTube had them, so I don't know if they saved the recipes or what, but just to kind of give you a look at this is now just turned to ash. So there's definitely, this is not the same substance we put in there. There's definitely an odor, there's a change in color, definitely smells like burnt things. It doesn't just smell like burnt sugar. So there's definitely been a chemical reaction in this. Make sure you watch Chemical Reactions video number 5, and I hope you've learned a lot today. Bye.